Hey, Joe here. Want to show you a really cool, really simple, really easy way that I was able to clean up some heavy guitars in a mix I'm doing for a client. So let's take a listen. Here are the guitars. It's kind of a more of a Green Day sort of song, real heavy guitars. Here's the guitar sound where I'm at right now in the mix. Early in the mix, I'm just starting to do some EQ, and this is the sound that we have. So I've done a little bit of EQ to tame some of the top end, but there's still something that was bothering me. So on my guitar, my electric guitar bus, I put in an EQ plugin, and with one notch, as you can see, one really narrow EQ cut, which is sometimes called a notch, at 3.4K by about 7.5 dB, completely changes the sound of the guitars and gets rid of this kind of whistling sound that's happening. Now, it's probably a combination of the sound of the room, the sound of the amp being mic'd, the resonance of the cabinet and the room and the microphone, and all these things contribute. But if you listen carefully in the guitar sound, if I boost this up, you'll hear there's a certain frequency that's just ringing out throughout every chord. Take a listen. You hear that? So I swept around up here. I knew there might be something there because it was my EQ moves weren't. They were making it either going. It was going from too bright and harsh to dull, and I didn't want it to be either of those. And so I thought maybe there's just a specific frequency I need to adjust. And so I swept around till I found this at 3.44 kilohertz, and then I just dropped it down, and by almost 8 dB. And it just worked wonders. So what I want to do and have you listen, I'm going to hit play. I'm going to turn the EQ off. I'm going to hit play, and I'm just going to turn it off and on. So when you see it light up, it's on. And I want you to listen to that, those higher frequencies. Listen to those and how they disappear. And suddenly, it's almost like I just removed something from the guitars, and now you just hear the guitars, and they sound great. Really, really, really cool. So here we go. It almost sounds like you could put this as like the soundtrack to a horror movie and let that frequency back in for a screaming sound, because it literally sounds like screaming when you play it. And then that one single notch EQ solved all my problems. So there you go. Hope that was helpful for you. If you have bigger guitars and they're a little too harsh and you're trying to get them to stay big and bright without being dull, but also without being harsh, this might be your solution. Check it out.